Thanks for joining us for Alive at 5. We have been watching some of your thoughts on the story that we have today. I'm here with Caitlin Ross and Cheryl Preheim. Ladies, today we're going to dig into a very scary subject. Women all across the country are really frightened and talking about sex trafficking. More and more we're seeing tweets like these. Let's show you what people are really saying out here about this. They say things like sex trafficking is at an all-time high. Women should stay in the house as much as they can. Some say they're terrified to go anywhere alone and feel like they need to bring protection on outings like pepper spray or even a taser. So we don't want to water this down. Sex trafficking is a real serious issue in Atlanta. Our Atticus investigative team found it's a $290 million underground industry, but there are also some really harmful rumors being posted online about sex trafficking, and we want to let you know what's real and what's not.
We want you to take a look at just how some of those claims have spread online so quickly recently. One has been shared 65,000 times. It says 13 people in a recent Atlanta sex trafficking sting were Uber drivers. We took that claim to Atlanta police. They have no record of it, nothing that could provide any proof for that claim.
We've also covered a really serious case recently about a woman who was part of a church group. She was going up to people at Kroger asking if they wanted to join a Bible study. Suddenly, she finds this post online with her picture and her car tag accusing her of human trafficking. Police again say there is no evidence that her church group is involved in any sort of criminal activity. These are some really serious accusations leveled against big companies and then everyday people like this woman who just went online and saw herself all over the place.
Yeah, that's scary.
And it's important to point out that people who have survived human trafficking sort of tell a different story. I had a chance to interview a survivor named Karen, and she had a message really for parents saying what happens inside the home is really what makes you most vulnerable or protects you. She said when she was 11, someone groomed her over time to make her trust him, and then he promised her a big life that would save her from her situation at home.
My mother was an alcoholic, my brother was on drugs, and the other was on gangs, and I couldn't do nothing. Yes, that man told me. He said, you don't have to live like that. I will get you the diamonds and the furs. He did, but I had to sell my body to get it.
So her message is be aware of what happens, but don't be naive that what happens at home could be what makes a child most vulnerable.
Yeah, it's not like a movie where it's a kidnapper, you know, grabbing you off of the street and putting you into a van. It's much deeper than that, and some stories are very personal, like the one that she shared. So here is the thing. You could also be hurting yourself by posting this stuff online. Our legal expert, Latonia Hines, says it might be hard to hold people accountable for those fake claims on social media, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
What you might be having is libel that you might be able to use in an actionary way. And social media is a new way of being able to do that. But it's usually a very hard standard to get to. You need to be very careful about what you say, especially when sometimes if you just want to, be upset or you're frustrated and you want to vent or you say whatever, a lot of times these things have repercussions. And so you need to be careful.
And again, friends are sharing this thinking they're helping other people, not knowing if it's real or not, which is the purpose of us sharing this information with you. But hey, we hear some of you who say you are really, really concerned about the risk and it's been bothering you so much. I posted an Instagram poll. 90% of the people say they are scared to ride in rideshare services now. Heather says, I'd rather falsely accuse than it happen and nothing be said at all. So some people are saying, hey, we're just spreading it just in case the word needs to get out, and it could be true.
Right. Exactly. And I posted this on my Facebook page, and so many people agree with Jack here who say it's difficult that this is even an issue in the first place, but everyone feels that they need to be vigilant because that's the culture that we live in right now. He wants to make sure that everybody is safe. So it's a difficult situation. People want to warn their friends and family. They want to make sure that they are safe. But on the flip side, a lot of these false rumors are spread very, very quickly, and they're alarming people when there is no cause for alarm there.
Yeah, there needs to be awareness, but not alarm.
All right, guys, we want to thank you for giving us all these comments and even, making this a social story. So that's why we wanted to bring it to you here on social media where some of those claims are being spread, but also to say it is indeed a big issue.
We do want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. You can also reach us on Facebook and all our social media accounts. Make sure to follow us, subscribe here to our YouTube channel. It's always best when you're part of the conversation. Have a good one.
We are looking into a scary story spreading around on social media. Women are posting claims about encounters with a Bible study group and a possible connection to the sex industry. But is this true? Tonight, NBC Charlotte's Rachel Lundberg is verifying what's fact and what's fiction.
Is a religious group that's working outside Charlotte stores really the front for a sex trafficking ring? That's what these posts from Empower CLT claim. They go into detail warning women to stay away from nicely dressed women who approach you in public places wanting to speak about God. The posts say these women are using the Bible to draw you in, describing encounters at the North Lake Mall and Rivergate Shopping Center Target. The key word, God the Mother, a phrase they say is linked to sex trafficking rings. So is this real? Our sources are CMPD, the police department at the College of New Jersey, and social media posts from 2018. So it turns out that God the Mother has actually popped up in social media posts quite a bit. Here it is in Lexington, Kentucky, and here at a college in New Jersey. In both cases, local police found no evidence of sex trafficking connected to these posts and said they're false. Back here in Charlotte, CMPD did confirm that they've heard of these posts before, and they have had reports of contacts from the group occurring in our area, but there has been no evidence of any human trafficking cases. If you dig further, the phrase God the Mother is linked to the World Mission Society Church of God. It's a Korean church with campuses across the country, including right here in Charlotte. The church has released a statement in the past saying that these targets online are just rumors. Bottom line, there's no evidence to prove that these claims are true. So maybe think twice before sharing this kind of stuff on social media. I mean, the fact is, it is freaky and a bit concerning. Tammy Harris, the founder and executive director of the Ursus Institute, which is a local nonprofit fighting human trafficking and helping survivors, says she's very familiar and aware of these stories. So there's nothing wrong with being extra careful. With your Verify, I'm Rachel Lundberg, NBC Charlotte.
A warning going viral. Social post telling women to be careful about a group approaching people at Lenox Mall they believe could be linked to sex trafficking. Liza Lucas verifies the facts from fiction.
Are sex traffickers posing as church members at Lenox Square Mall? Women are reposting this cautionary story detailing how someone was approached at the mall and asked to come to church. The post, which has gotten thousands of shares, claims the group could be linked to sex traffickers. It's not the first time we have heard of this. In October, 11 Alive tracked community concerns of young women approached in stores and parking lots in Gwinnett County and asked to join a Bible group. People wondering if that was a front for a sex trafficking group. Snellville police confirmed that was not the case, and we've heard of similar cases in Charlotte, New Jersey, and Kentucky, fueled by online rumors. So back to this viral post. We checked with Atlanta police to validate the post claim, and APD tells us they are aware of the group named in the post, but have no reason to believe they are involved in sex trafficking. So based on police information, we can verify this post claim is false. In response to the social post, Lenox Square Mall says, "We are committed to providing a safe environment for all shoppers, retailers, and employees, and take the security of our guests seriously. We encourage any concerns about unusual behavior be reported to our security team and/or the local police department." Have you spotted a viral claim that needs a closer look or have a question for us to verify? Send us your ideas via Facebook, Twitter, or via email.
The concerns keep popping up in different towns across Metro Atlanta. People approaching young women outside of malls and also grocery stores, asking them to join a Bible study.
Concerned parents are posting about it online, worried that it could be a front for sex trafficking. Some of those posts have been shared thousands of times. 11 Alive took those concerns to police in Snellville and Atlanta after women were approached at a Kroger in Gwinnett County and at Lenox Square Mall in Buckhead. Both departments said there's no indication that the groups are involved in any criminal activity. Now 11 Alive's Deborah Tuff is speaking with church group members to hear their side of the story. You talked to a woman who's part of this, Deb.
Yes, Cheryl, I did it. That woman in that post folks just saw was in Grayson when she says she ended up on the wrong end of a viral post that included a blurry picture of her and her car tag. Now, she says she initially had no idea a parent had posted it on Facebook, blasting her for her approaching a young girl at a store. Now, Salome Escobedo says last Friday she was at the Kroger in Grayson inviting people to join her Bible group. She says she's a member of World Mission Society Church of God, and they believe in God the Mother. Now, Escobedo says she tried to talk to a couple of folks. They weren't interested. She came up to a third person who said the same thing. Now, Escobedo says soon after that, young woman's mother confronted her cussing her out, and secretly taking photos that she posted on Facebook. She was concerned the accusations could actually cost her her job, but she said the church's tactics won't change and people need to know who they are.
We do a lot of community service as well, because through the community services also we can show to the people in this room that truly our teachings is based on love. Actually, that's God the Mother's love.
Now, I did ask why the group seems to only approach women. She says members feel more comfortable approaching women or couples when they're alone. And if members have a man with them, she says they'll approach men too. We know a lot of you may still have concerns about being approached by strangers. The best advice, if you feel uncomfortable or like your safety is at risk, contact police or let a store manager know right away.